Hi everyone, it is currently the 8th of October 2015. Meteorologist Robert Spett here with you today, and I'm doing this video update because we have so much going on out here that really have to do a video to kind of encompass everything that is happening. For starters, of course, the big topic is our extratropical system. Once was a typhoon Choi-Wan, now just towards east of Hokkaido, but it's really been bringing the high winds out here. Meanwhile, just south of that, we've also seen some snowfall there in the Nagano during the early morning hours here on Thursday. A water spout, or not really a water spout, a funnel cloud that came off the water occurred in Okinawa, and there is widespread chatter on Facebook and online in general. Basically, social meteorologists, they're not meteorologists, just social weather guessers, that keep on insisting that a typhoon is going to hit the Philippines. So first, let's talk about the weather that's really happening, and then we'll get into that in just a moment. First thing, you may have noticed that I said this was Choi-Wan, and the thing with it, it is going extratropical. And what I mean by that, this happens anytime a storm gets wrapped up with the jet stream as it moves towards the north. It really starts to get influenced by those very high upper level winds. Dry air starts to flow into it, and it kind of blows the storm out like a candle. I put this graphic out earlier today, and it really kind of demonstrates what I was talking about with those upper level winds. You can see it here indicated on the jet stream, and it blows into the storm. But the big thing is that it doesn't really weaken it. The core of the max winds, which typically are in the center of a tropical system, actually spread out. So we are seeing basically gale force winds across about a 300-kilometer radius around this storm system. It's absolutely massive. You can see it here on our Meteor app. This is showing the ECMWF model, but also showing you the wind field extending out from that. The areas in red are indicating those very high winds coming out from this storm system. And right near the center, actually, we have already seen wind reports upwards of 140 kilometers per hour, specifically here in eastern Hokkaido. This is Nemuro, and this area is actually very prone to storm surge. High tide was in the early afternoon hours, but still that threat is there as this continues to linger throughout the rest of Thursday and even into Friday. Another thing is in the higher elevation, specifically around Asahi-kin there in Hokkaido. That's a few of these mountains out here. You're going to be seeing that chance of some snowfall with that moisture wrapping on shore coming in from the north. But the bigger threat, of course, is the waves. Some locations could see as much as 8 to 9 meter high waves. As this does push off there in the Sea of Okhotsk, pushing over the Kuril Islands, also going to be seeing some high waves out here. Good news, population density really lightens up once you get off here, but I'm sure there is going to be a lot of Russians really surprised, and I know that they do have some tropical or at least high wind warnings in place out there into Sakhalin, but it's going to be a rough weekend to speak of. But one of the things I do want to mention is that you have these high winds with our storm system, but meanwhile, we also have another low pressure area coming in out of the far eastern Russia and over there towards northeastern China. Now, what I'm doing right now, I'm putting the upper level winds up here on the screen. What this shows you is about 20 to 25,000 feet up. You have this big dip in the jet stream, and that is also influencing our storm. Like I mentioned a second ago, that's coming down like that, and now it's pushing up with our extratropical system. This is pulling in a lot of cold air, and that's why in these areas you're seeing the snowfall. But the other thing, and this is going towards what I was talking about a second ago with the possibility of a tropical system in the Philippines, is that as we go into Sunday and Monday, we watch this whole jet stream dip down towards the south, and that's involving a lot of vertical wind shear. Let's go back to the surface levels. Here on the surface, what we have is these high winds coming down, and that is this leading edge of what we call a cold surge. This is the first one really of the season, and they typically do get kicked off when tropical systems come up along the coast of Japan. They pull off there towards the north, they pull down the jet stream, and it pulls in an abundance of cool, dry air. Temperatures will be dropping out here. Definitely going to see some high winds by Monday in Okinawa, even over towards Taiwan. But the big thing, this is going to be one of the first surges there into the Philippines, and any tropical systems in the near term, guys, is not going to like a cold surge. It is going to be blustery. The only threat that I think you could see is when you get cool air coming in from the north. Then you're going to have that interacting with warm air in the tropics, and you could see some storms flare up there in Luzon. But in the near term, we're not going to see any storms, at least until maybe sometime mid to late next week, and it won't hit the Philippines. Right now, we have the jet stream pulling down here. The Westpac high has been pushing farther towards the east, so that means any storms developing right now, unless this pattern changes, will come out like this or go like that. highly doubt any storms would come towards the Philippines. And actually, I know that in Isabela, you're in a severe drought. One of the results of that, or one of the causes for that, is El Nino. Check out my El Nino video I did on this YouTube page. You might actually really enjoy that because it explains that typically in El Nino years, Southeast Asia actually suffers drought. And that's what we've been seeing. So at least anytime in the next week or two, I don't expect any tropical systems. But, hey, it is the tropics. It is October, so don't be too surprised if one does occur out of the blue, maybe in this area, but it would have to be kind of a freak of nature, and that would have to push off there towards the west. But for now, we are really done talking about Che-1. That was a pretty strong storm system when it developed. It became a typhoon, according to JTWC, for a short period of time. Now, going extratropical, lots of dry air flowing in. Tropics, and they're going to go settle down once the MJO passes out here. Alright guys, that is all for me right now. Thanks again for watching here at westernpacificweather.com. Mentioned before I let you go, as I said, there was a waterspout. There's an image of it. Not a waterspout. I keep on saying waterspout. A funnel cloud. Waterspout would it be if it actually touched around, but there was no reports that it did or didn't touch the water, but it did develop and push over land here, actually right around the Naha area. It does look like a lot of people got photos of this, so just check out Tatsumaki. Type that in hiragana into your Twitter feed, and you'll just get a ton of images coming up from it. How about this in Nagano, one of the popular ski resorts here, Shigakogen, some snowfall. That's their little mascot. I'll end up on that. All right, guys, thanks for watching, and as always, stay safe out there.